My name is Richard Kenny. I have been a lawyer for 36 years. I am the principal of the law office of Richard M. Kenny, located in the heart of Midtown Manhattan. The client in this particular matter is the brother-in-law of an old client of mine. He came into New York from Charlotte, North Carolina to visit his son and daughter. And on the way from the airport on Thanksgiving Eve, being transported by his niece, the car was involved in a horrific intersectional collision. The impact itself was a two-car collision at an intersection, with the defendant being found 100% at fault for disregarding a steady red light. At first, we thought we were dealing with facial fractures only. He suffered a fracture of the rim below his eye, as well as the arch. But as time progressed, he ended up having forgetfulness, headaches. He then began treating with neurologists who diagnosed him with a traumatic brain injury. The difficulty or problematic side of representing someone effectively who has a TBI is that, for all intents and purposes, they look normal. The defendants in this case simply didn't believe the traumatic brain injury. They did not believe that this impact was sufficient enough for purposes of causing the injuries we were alleging. They retained I won't say world-renowned, but at least renowned in the state of New York, neurologist who, after examining our client, opined that there was no traumatic brain injury. He believed our client was engaging in symptom magnification, essentially that he was exaggerating his symptoms. Thus, the animation became a critical component in proving it. At the onset of the case, the original offer was only $100,000. As we finished discovery, we went to mediation, and the case before the mediator resulted in an offer of $250,000. We intend on using the visuals, and in order to do so in the state of New York, you must first serve your adversary with the documents, or in this case, animation that you plan on utilizing at the time of trial. The case resolved very shortly after we served the animation. I truly believe that the fear of that animation getting in front of a jury was the impetus to them asking and requesting we go to mediation with a different mediator who, upon evaluating everything, and the animation was part of our submission, and believed this most certainly was a seven-figure case. So we were negotiating immediately in the low seven figures, and ultimately walked away from that proceeding with a number that my client was very satisfied with. The most prominent thing that was created by DK was the animation. Before giving the green light to DK to give us the end result, I showed it not only to my staff, but also to clients who happened to come into the office who expressed some interest in seeing what we had on our screen. One thing that was consistent was that everyone who saw this told me the following. That was extremely helpful in explaining how his brain was impacted. That's what we were trying, in a nutshell, to get a jury to see.